interesting video game news this week, especially for Nintendo. So let's just jump right into the big announcements, because I know a lot of you are probably just as excited as I am. So first, Nintendo Stealth announced a Nintendo Direct this week. And in this Nintendo Direct, they announced a lot of games, amazing games, to be honest. And a bunch of these games are not only going to be on the Nintendo Switch, but are also going to be releasing on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC as well. So even if you don't have a Switch, these are all very, very good game announcements. But let's jump in to the Nintendo announced games first, because wow, I was very impressed and surprised. So first, we got Mario Strikers game. For those that don't know, it's been almost like over a decade since Nintendo has made one of these games, but basically there was a Nintendo Super Mario version of soccer, kind of like FIFA, but you know, it was with Nintendo characters, and it had all sorts of like crazy power-ups and things like that. So, you know, it's not a realistic soccer game. It's more like like an arcade fun version that you can play with your friends. And it was fairly popular. It came out on the GameCube and the Nintendo Wii. And then we never got any more games. Well, in this Nintendo Direct, Nintendo surprised everybody by announcing a new Mario Strikers Battle League game. Now, that's the official title, and it's going to be releasing on June 10th this year. So, wow, out of the blue, just like that, in a couple of months, we're getting a new Mario Strikers game. Looks great, lots of power-ups and crazy attacks and things like that. I'm gonna have fun with this, and I'll probably be playing it on the channel when it releases. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if any of you are fans of this series, but that's really, really cool. Next, Nintendo basically gave us more Splatoon 3 in this new trailer, showing off a special co-op mode and a salmon run mode. And it seems like they're taking a lot of inspiration from like Call of Duty Warzone and Call of Duty Zombies. So Splatoon, for those that don't know, is basically Nintendo's shooter. Very colorful and fun. And this new one, Splatoon 3, is going to be releasing this summer, and it looks amazing. This new trailer made me want to play the game even more, so very excited for that. Next, we got an announcement for Mario Kart, and I was so excited. And then I was a little bit less excited, and now I'm not sure what to think. I'm still excited, I guess, but basically, Nintendo announced new DLC, or an expansion, for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, a lot of people were expecting Mario Kart 9 or a brand new Mario Kart game, but instead we're getting DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is already a DLC version of the original Mario Kart 8. So I'm kind of in the group of Nintendo fans that are excited with this new Mario Kart news. I'm very happy. I'm going to be playing it when it releases, probably on the channel, but I would have liked a new game. I feel like Nintendo has been forcing us to play Mario Kart 8 for years now, and to be honest, like, I kind of want a new game. I want everything to be new, like the game mechanics and stuff like that. I just want something different, you know, maybe something like Mario Kart Double Dash or Mario Kart Wii again, just something different and out there, you know. But there is good news. So basically, this is not a small expansion pass or DLC. In fact, they're going to be releasing like 48 courses for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, new tracks. It's basically a completely new game because they're adding so many new levels to Mario Kart 8. So 48 courses from all the previous Super Mario games. So from the Super Nintendo, Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, the Game Boy Advance, Mario Kart game, Double Dash on GameCube, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart DS, 3DS, literally every Mario Kart game, even Mario Kart Tour is getting courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So that's awesome news. Hopefully we can revisit some of these classic courses that are my favorite and possibly other people's favorite. So I'm happy, but yeah, it feels like a very long time of playing Mario Kart 8. I remember buying Mario Kart 8 the day it came out on the Wii U, which was like a long time ago. It feels like 10 years ago. I don't remember exactly, I have to check, but it feels like it was a long time ago. And then we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, which was like a enhanced version with all the DLC included. And now instead of getting a new Mario Kart game, they're just giving us DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I can understand why some people kind of feel like me, but still great announcement. I love Mario Kart, so can't really hate on it too much, you know. Next, we got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 announced for the Nintendo Switch. And this surprised everybody. It's coming out this year in September. Like Nintendo, all of these game announcements were for this year. Like, they were announcing stuff for June, July, September, April. Like, everything was releasing just the next few months. So I really like that. I don't like when game companies announce games and they're going to be releasing in like 5 years or something like that. Kind of like what Nintendo did with Metroid Prime 4. I'm still waiting for that. Same for the new Bayonetta 3 game. Like, what happened to that? Who knows? But yeah, we're going to get a new Xenoblade Chronicles game. The third mainline game in the series. Looks pretty good. I have to say, it looks really good. We got to hear some of the classic good like Xenoblade music. You know, it's completely new, but it has that nice classic Xenoblade feeling. If you ever played a Xenoblade game, you know what I'm talking about. Music in this game is amazing, really good atmosphere, fun RPG series that I recommend playing if you have a Switch. Then we have a lot of like other announcements for Nintendo games. Like, they announced Nintendo Switch Sports, which is basically the Switch version of Wii Sports. So Wii Sports was huge on the Nintendo Wii, and I think Nintendo is trying to do that with Nintendo Switch now. You know, kind of make a version of Wii Sports but modern, with a lot of like new added sports and things, and it looks fun. It looks fun. There's a trailer and everything. I'm sure that's gonna sell well. Next, we got a new Fire Emblem game announcement, but it's not for a new mainline Fire Emblem, sadly. It's a spin-off Fire Emblem Warriors game called The Three Hopes, and it's releasing on the 24th of June. Looks really good if you're into the, you know, Warriors, kind of like hack and slash Fire Emblem games. But this is not one of the mainline strategy, tactical, you know, RPG Fire Emblem games that we usually get. So fans were a little bit disappointed with that. Nintendo showed us more footage and gameplay trailer for Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. This game looks amazing. It's like a completely redone remake of Advance Wars 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance, but they completely modernized the graphics. It looks a lot of fun. That's releasing on the 8th of April this year, so just a lot of great game announcements for amazing games, including Kirby as well. So Kirby got a really good trailer. So this is Kirby's like first big major 3D game. games are usually 2D for the most part. There have been some spin-offs, but yeah, Kirby games are usually 2D. So this is kind of like Super Mario 64, but for Kirby. Basically up until Super Mario 64, most Mario games were always 2D. And Kirby, it's always been the same way, mostly 2D. And this new Kirby game that's being released by Nintendo on the 25th of March is called Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It looks amazing. It looks like a huge open world to explore. Nice 3D environment. Now, it's not an open world, but it gives you that feeling in the trailer. Kirby has all sorts of new abilities. He can basically swallow a car and become a car, swallow a vending machine, and shoot out like vending machine food and snacks. It's hilarious. It looks awesome. Lots of crazy power-ups. So I feel like this is going to be a very popular game, and I really like the Kirby games. They've always been really fun to play. So all of that stuff's just awesome. Then we also got like some extra announcements, I want to say. So these are games that are going to be releasing on the Switch, but also on other systems. So the first one is a game that I absolutely love this series, like huge fan of this. If you listen to me on the channel over the years, I probably mentioned this game a few times, and that is Klonoa. Klonoa is a really fun video game character. He has a PlayStation 1 game and a PlayStation 2 game, and they're extremely rare and expensive, and they've never really been re-released except for once on the Nintendo Wii, and it's a very obscure and rare game as well. So Nintendo in this direct announced Klonoa Fantasy Reverie, and this is basically like an HD remaster collection of Klonoa 1 and Klonoa 2, and they completely redid the textures and the graphics look amazing. This is a really fun platforming game. Very, very good. Like, I would argue that this game is probably one of the better platformers on the PlayStation 1 and on the PlayStation 2. But they're going to be releasing this on the PlayStation 5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and of course on Steam. So everybody's going to get a chance to play Klonoa now. So I'm very happy. The game looks very cartoonish and happy, but it actually has like a very dark and serious story, which is kind of surprising for people when they first played the game. And honestly, I really like the music, characters. Klonoa is awesome, so I'll probably play this on the channel when it comes out on the 8th of July. And yeah, definitely recommend everyone check that out. I was so happy that we got an announcement. Next, we got a trailer for a Gundam game, which is kind of rare. Like, if any of you know anime, you probably heard of Gundam before. There's a ton of different Gundam series. I'm not going to get into it. But for the most part, we don't usually get Gundam games over here outside of Japan. Japan usually doesn't localize these games. I don't know why exactly. Maybe they think people aren't huge fans of Gundam all over the world when they really are. But we got a trailer for a new Gundam game coming out on the Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and I think it's also coming out on PC. It's called SD Gundam Battle Alliance, and it looks really, really good. The graphics look great. They're kind of like chibi, cute versions of the Gundams, but they're all fighting together, and it looks nice. Like, I really like it. I think this game's gonna do well. A lot of Gundam fans are very happy because this is like a first. I believe this is the first localized Gundam game that will be releasing on the Switch and on Xbox, if I remember correctly. So it's kind of a big deal for anime fans, for Gundam fans. So the game looks good too. Like, the combat, very fast paced. released. You can tell the quality is good, so whoever's developing this is doing a great job. Next, we got some classic games being remade. Iconic RPG called Chrono Cross, which has never been re-released and came out like over 20 years ago, is getting ported to the Nintendo Switch, but it's a remaster, so the graphics and music and everything is of a higher quality than the original game. So this is kind of a big deal. A lot of people that are into like Japanese RPGs view a game called Chrono Trigger as one of the best RPGs of all time. A lot of people usually put that game on a top 10 list of best RPGs of the 90s, or best 2D RPGs, or best Japanese RPG. Usually Chrono Trigger will be in that list. And a couple years later, on the PlayStation 1, they released a spin-off slash sequel that's not fully a sequel because it's completely different, with only references to the first game, called Chrono Cross. And this game is kind of like it's either like, it's very polarizing. People that love the first Chrono Trigger game aren't huge fans of Chrono Cross, but there's people that absolutely love Chrono Cross and don't really think that much of Chrono Trigger. So this announcement's kind of important because for over 20 years people have been asking for a port or a remake of this game, and it never really happened. It's only been available on the PlayStation 1, and now it's going to be coming out on Switch, on PlayStation, on PC, and I assume it's going to be coming to Xbox as well. And additionally, they are including a spin-off text-based adventure game called Radical Dreamers, which is also extremely obscure and never really released outside of Japan. So lots of really interesting game announcements during this Nintendo Direct that video game fans are really excited about, so that's pretty cool. And lastly, there's yet another RPG called Live Alive, or Live Alive. Yes, extremely weird title. This was a game that came out in the early 90s in Japan. It was teased a lot in like North America and like magazines and stuff, so people were very, very excited that this game would get released, and then they never released it over here. So after all these years, like over 30 years of people waiting for this game, it's finally coming out. Nintendo showed a trailer for this game, and they completely like remastered and redid the graphics to look more modern, the backgrounds and stuff. It's like an HD 2D type game, and a lot of RPG fans are extremely excited to play this one. I go on some gaming forums and things every once in a while, and it was absolutely like exploding with people talking about this because, you know, they've been waiting for decades to play this game outside of Japan, and it's finally getting like translated and released. So it's a pretty big deal for people that are, you know, passionate about these RPGs. So this was a pretty crazy Nintendo Direct. So many announcements. I'm missing a few, but there was a lot of great stuff announced. So video games for everybody. And next we also have some other, you know, pieces of news that aren't necessarily related to Nintendo. So we have a rumor that there's going to be a new Assassin's Creed game that's being developed right now, and it's going to focus on stealth gameplay only. So a lot of the OG Assassin's Creed fans kind of hate the Assassin's Creed series now and have stopped playing the games, and the reason for that is, if you don't know, Assassin's Creed started as like a stealth assassin game. It's kind of like Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell or Metal Gear Solid, in that it's a stealth game. You have to be sneaky, you have to find a target, stalk them, kill them, and hide basically without getting caught. Another example would be the Hitman series, also does that exact same thing, but in a modern setting. So, Assassin's Creed stopped doing that, and they kind of went to become kind of like an open world exploration type game. I would make examples to maybe like GTA or Red Dead Redemption. Assassin's Creed has definitely changed, and some of the OG fans have completely like abandoned the series after that happened, because they only liked the games that were like the original ones. So Ubisoft noticed this, and they're going to be making some changes in this next game. It's going to be a smaller, new Assassin's Creed game, so it's not going to be like 50 hours or something like that. Possibly a 10-hour, 8-hour game instead. And it's going to focus completely on stealth, like I said. And it should be releasing near the end of this year or early next year. Now, this is just a rumor, but it came from a reliable source, so I think it's pretty accurate. And we're probably going to get a trailer or something, maybe even at E3 this year. Next, we have some clarification by Activision. So, Activision this week had to come out and basically say that, hey, don't worry about us buying Activision, Call of Duty, and all of our other games like Overwatch are going to still be releasing on PlayStation and other systems. So they were getting a lot of hate online, and there have been reports that like Sony was trying to get people to kind of look into this deal that Activision and Blizzard was doing with Microsoft, and there was some like legal stuff going on, so Microsoft did not want to deal with that. So it seems like they basically came out with a statement saying that, don't worry, games are still going to be coming out on all these other systems, and we're not looking to like make exclusives only for Xbox and stuff like that. Now, I personally think that Microsoft is saying this stuff about Activision Blizzard just to calm people down. Like, sure, we might still get Call of Duty on PlayStation for the next couple of years, and Overwatch 2 and stuff like that. But I also think that they're gonna do special things like maybe release Call of Duty 1 month early on the Xbox. And maybe the Xbox version will have like 4 exclusive DLC maps that the PlayStation version does not ever like get on the item shop, or oh my goodness, I just said item shop, on the PlayStation Store. Like, they could make some exclusives just for the Xbox version, and you know, I feel like they're gonna do something like that. So sure, the game is gonna be releasing on everything, but Microsoft's gonna probably make sure in the future that their version is kind of like superior in some way, I think. So yeah, we just have to wait and see exactly what happens with all that, but people were definitely a little bit worried. Next, we got some news about the Resident Evil 4 remake, which is currently happening. So yeah, there is a Resident Evil 4 remake that basically got confirmed a while ago. They're making it right now. Capcom is developing this game, but a rumor came out that they are making changes to Resident Evil 4 to make it even scarier. One of the changes that was reported was that the first village in Resident Evil 4 that you visit is going to be at night. Now that completely changes an aspect of the game, because in Resident Evil 4, the first time that you visit this creepy village takes place during the daytime. It's light outside, so they're starting stuff a little bit creepier. You know, it's nighttime, it's probably going to be very dark, you're going to have all these creepy things happening. So I kind of like the idea of switching and changing some things. So I'm excited for Resident Evil 4's remake. I hope we get a trailer at some point. But yeah, that is basically all of the important video game news this week. So thank you all for listening, for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. So long, and farewell.